Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon Medisky and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be trying out and reviewing the Uniball Power Tank pen. I'm not sure how new this pen is, but it's new to me because when I hopped up on Amazon to check out some pens, I was going to place an order, I came across these and got very excited. Why? Because Uniball is advertising this pen as a bold point. And up until this point, it was my understanding that Uniball, their largest point size was a 1.0. So I'm going to test out the Power Tank against the Uniball Jetstream pen, which is a 1.0 millimeter as well. So I find that interesting. They advertise the Jetstream at a 1.0 millimeter as medium point, but the Uniball Power Tank is a 1.0 millimeter also, but advertised clearly as bold. I'm also going to compare both of these pens to my long-standing favorite, which is a Bic Glide. And this particular pen, I don't know if you can see that on camera, is a 1.6 millimeter. And this is absolutely a bold pen. All of these are ballpoint pens, okay? So none of these are gel. But I do think it's worth mentioning that the Uniball ink is actually archival safe. So there is that. The Bic pen is not. But I don't know about you. I don't expect any of my notes to outlast me. So that's worth mentioning if you care about that sort of thing. So I am dying to try this pen. So let's go ahead and take one out of each. Again, this is the Jetstream. I'll leave that right here so we know. This is my Bic Glide. All right, so the cool things about this, it's supposed to, it features a textured grip for precise all-weather performance. Features the Uni Super Ink, protects against water fraud, fading, and it is archival pigment-based like I shared before. Writes on wet surfaces, don't really care about that. Upside down and super cold temperatures. I don't care about the cold temperatures, though I do live in the Pacific Northwest. Writing upside down, though, is interesting because I do read in bed a lot. So I thought, and I take notes in my books. So that might actually be helpful to me. So we're going to give that a shot. I also like the look of the grip of this pen. So we're going to see. This is the first time I've seen it, felt it. You know, like I said, all I saw was a ad online on Amazon. So we're going to give this a look. Okay. The grip is interesting. I like it. It's what I like most about the Bic Velocity, excuse me, it's called Glide now. It used to be, first it was Bic Atlantis, then it was Bic Velocity, and now it's Bic Glide. In fact, you can see this pen says Velocity, but it came in a box marked Bic Glide. But they're all the same pens, just remarketed and rebranded. I really, really am fond of the grip. It just feels very ergonomic to me, and it is soft without, what's the right word? It doesn't attract a lot of dust and fuzz. I will say that I have some other Bic pens that actually have the Glide cartridge, the Glide ink inside, but it seems to attract a lot of dust and fuzz, but they're squishy, and I really like those. But the downside to that is they attract a lot of fuzz and dust. So this is my go-to pen. And as I'm holding the Power Tank, it feels very different. I don't have a bad reaction to it. It is just very different. It's not squishy at all. That's a good way to put it. But it is a nice, thick, feels very dense to the grip there. Let's try the clicking mechanism. Ooh, I do like that. That feels... The Bic is really, really easy. It does take a little more pressure, but I would expect that from a pen that's supposed to do all this whiz-bang stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get down to business here and try these out. First of all, let's go ahead and start with, I'm going to test on normal paper as well as an index card. Let's keep these pens separate. All right, so I'm going to start with my Bic Glide. Bic Glide Bold. Again, nice buttery lay down, very smooth, no skipping, no scratchiness on the paper. Let's try the index card here. Again, I'm trying it on an index card as well as a notepad, just regular paper, because that's predominantly what I use my pens on, is index cards and paper. And the experience is absolutely the same in terms of the Bic Glide. So next I'm going to go to the Jetstream. I will say that the Jetstream ink is not as vibrant to me as the Bic Glide pen. It's still a blue. I only use blue ink. That's just me. But I do notice a difference in color. And the other reason, this is the Jetstream. This is a 1.0 and this is a medium point. The ink goes down great. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's a lot darker than the Bic Glide ink is. The other reason I don't really care for the Jetstream pen is because it is truly a medium point, and I'm not a medium point kind of gal. This is the Jetstream 1.0 medium. All right. Interesting. I found the laydown of the ink of the Jetstream to be a lot nicer on the index card than the paper. And this is not cheap paper. This is Paperage Notepad. I'm going to leave links to all the pens, my favorite index cards, which is Oxford Heavyweight 3x5 index cards, and Paperage Notepads, just because I love these notepads. But it was interesting because the Jetstream ink felt very different on the index card than it did on the paper. I actually liked it better. But again, it does not feel as bold as I like. I really prefer a 1.6. All right, drum roll, please. Now we're going to go back to this one, which is the brand new Uniball Power Tank. And it's advertising a 1.0mm tip, but here on the box it clearly says, let's see if I can get that one, bold. All right, let's give this a shot. I don't know why I'm nervous, because I really want to like this pen. All right, so this is the Uniball Power Tank, and this is 1.0 bold. I feel and see no difference. Uniball Power Tank 1.0 bold. I'm going to go back to my favorite, which is the Bic Glide, and try this again. All right, this is interesting. I do like how the Power Tank feels compared to the Jetstream. I don't see a difference in terms of thickness of the point. In fact, let's look at that. Nope, they're both a 1.0mm tip. It did feel a little different to me, though. Not in a good way, not a bad way. Try it here again. Uniball Power Tank. Let's try the Jetstream again. Well, that's funny, because now it's looking a little, the Jetstream is coming down a little bolder. All right, so here's the thing. I am not blown away by it at all. It's not a bad pen. In fact, I'm sure it'd be great if you are somebody who needs to write in the rain. Maybe you're a male person. Maybe just you like to take notes out on trips in the rain. If you're someone who needs to be able to write upside down, I don't know if you've seen, I think they were made by Fisher, the astronaut pens. This is definitely going to be a cheaper bet for you. This was approximately $20 for 12 pens. I'm not going to be buying these again. They do not. Oh, and I was so excited about them, and I'm so bummed because I so wanted to like them. But yeah, for me personally, I guess I'm not necessarily looking for quality of pen. I'm looking for quality of experience. And I hate to admit it, the Bic Glide 1.6 millimeter bold is still my go-to pen. So it still reigns supreme. But there you have it. If you are looking for an archival quality pen that is going to be waterproof, then you know what? I don't think that I don't think the Power Tank is that much better than the Uni Jetstream. And the Jetstream is a much more affordable option. And it's also a lot less heavy, which I guess that stands to reason. This Power Tank is a Power Tank for a reason. I'm not quite sure the science behind it, but it is made to write in extreme conditions. But if you're anything like me and you're mainly writing inside, you don't need the extreme. So, yeah, so if you're looking for archival, stick with the Uni Jetstream. But if you're looking for a nice, chunky, ergonomic, bold point, ink that glides across your paper like butter, I can't suggest the Bic Glide highly enough. There you have it. The Bic Glide has not been conquered. If you like this video, please give me a like. And if there's a pen that you'd like me to try out on camera for the first time, sight unseen and unwritten, leave me that in the comment below, and in the comment area below, and I will try to get my hands on one of those pens and do another video on that. And hopefully be able to expand upon my library of pens that I use. Until the next video, I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.